Okay, we are live. Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father. I just wanted to go live tonight because I haven't had a chance for the last 2 weeks. So happy to have Ms. Martin with me tonight. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Father. It's good to be back.
We got a message from Derek McManus saying he's going to bed. Pesky time zones. It must be almost midnight in Ireland. So, yeah. And as I was telling Miss Martin before we went live, Justin will be joining us too. So, but yeah, it's been a busy last 2 weeks. School just started, so I'm getting back into the routine of teaching, which has been fun. I got a good group of kids, so I'm pretty excited. We had our first Friday night football game on Friday, of course. And yeah, tomorrow's the day off, so I'm kind of in relaxed mode right now.
Oh, nice. So you're part-time then, Father, right?
No, 4 days a week.
Okay, more than okay.
I teach every day except for Tuesday, which is the day off.
Okay, so your 4/5 time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So, no, I just got so I renewed my provisional license because I had renewed my teaching license right before the last assignment, and the 5 years went by without using it, so it expired. So I had to renew the license. I have to take 6 credit hours to get the full certification going again.
Yikes. Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Friend of mine was supposed to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I just got mine renewed for the next time. I've gotten enough credit hours that so I'm taking care of till 2032.
Oh, good. So I gotta ask, and I know I probably will wait for Justin to get here, but have you seen Samaritan yet?
No, I have not. No.
Any desire?
I don't know. I have a rare desire to see anything at this time until I've seen or heard from somebody that it is actually worth watching.
I liked it.
Oh, okay.
Ian is in the chat. Good to see it, Ian. Hello. If you want, I'll shoot you the link. I figured it was a little late over there. But yeah, I watched it on Friday right before school started, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It was predictable, but it wasn't pure gold, but it wasn't bad either.
Oh, okay. Well, and nowadays that's like a 10 out of 10. If you come out of a movie not wanting to jump off a cliff.
Well, I mean, the thing was, it was like Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 40% critical rating, but the audience rating was about 70 something. Oh, and okay, let me just responding to Ian. Let's see. I'll send that to him via Facebook.
Oh, yes.
It has to be pretty late over there too. Speaking of which, I am going to be promoting Dan, the Spacebooks channel. He is 19 subs away from 1,000.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for him. He's definitely earned it. I don't know if you're familiar with Dan.
Yes, I am. Yes, I subbed to him. He's got great content.
Yeah.
I love all the people from the future. All my friends over there across the pond.
Yes. So, Ian, the link has been sent. Let me, speaking of which, there he is. Good to see you.
Yeah, hello.
So I was just going to put the Spacebook channel in the chat.
Yeah, Dan needs the subs. I think his channel's been blocked or something because I don't think YouTube likes what he's saying. So it's really hard for him to reach that, number. So there you go.
Well, as I told him, he's earned it. I mean, he's done so much live streaming, so much stuff. He gets so many viewers when he does the live streaming. He's earned it.
Yep.
So I just want to help out if I can.
Yep.
Yeah. 900.
Well, I do help out.
So I was telling Miss Martin, I think I could go for about a half hour tonight because Pastor's mom is cooking dinner.
Mm.
It's really funny when you say like I can only go for a certain amount, and it's always something that's
I
really
know, I
innocent.
know, I know, I
That's really
know.
innocent, like teaching kids or going to dinner.
Yeah.
Most YouTubers would go, well, I can only go for half an hour because I've got to go to the cinema or I've got to meet some star, whatever, and stuff
I
like
just
that.
don't know how like Gary and those guys can go for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know
I'm
how.
the hyperactive part of me is just like I can't sit that long.
The
Mm.
drinker goes like for 6 hours sometimes,
Oh,
doesn't he? On some, I
Yeah.
don't know. I couldn't do that at all.
You need to take up crochet, Father, or knitting. That's what I do.
well, I take up golf.
Oh,
Oh,
well, but
okay.
you can't do that while you're streaming.
No,
Yeah.
but it gives me something to look forward to.
There you go.
So,
I
You didn't
saw
know
the
what the.
Samaritan, by the way.
Oh,
what did you think?
It was it was
Predictable.
okay. It was very predictable. I guessed halfway through that he wasn't the Samaritan. Sorry, spoilers.
Spoiler.
But
Big
it,
time
it was
spoiler.
it was. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think everybody will guess that half, not even halfway through, even.
Well,
But
that was the thing. I mean, I
yeah,
watched it and it was like partway through, you knew that that twist was going to
yeah,
come.
yeah. But also, the villain was very twirly, moustachy, wasn't he? The villain. There was nothing
But
special
the
about the
thing
villain
is,
at
we've
all.
been fed garbage for so long that it was
Yeah,
actually enjoyable.
yeah, yeah. It was. I love the bit where he flips the car to protect the girl when
Yeah,
the bomb goes off. I thought that was a really good bit in it.
another spoiler.
That's in the
spoiler alert!
trailer.
Spoiler alert!
I'm not giving much away, but
Well, you
Yeah,
gave
I've
away the
watched it.
major plot thing, though.
well, I've already guessed that when they're watching it. They can guess that when they watch. It's so obvious that's what happened, that kind of thing. But
It's okay, Ian. I've already forgotten. It went out of my brain. I told myself la 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 la, but I don't really care either. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with being
all
spoiled.
right.
Yeah, my attitude is it's my fault for not having watched it. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's all right. I wouldn't go out my way to watch it again. It was all
I
right.
might.
Really, it was okay.
I mean, the kid. I will be honest. The kid was annoying.
Do you reckon? He was all right. I didn't find him
I mean,
annoying
it
at all.
wasn't bad, but I mean, it's just
I
like I
just
said. I mean, it was fun escapism.
I just thought that like there's a huge world out there, yet they're obviously focusing on that small, crappy town that looked like it was run down and everything. But do you know what I mean? I don't know. We've seen it so many times, haven't you? And it's like, well, okay.
Well, it's kind of like Batman Begins. The part
Um,
where Christian Bale goes into the part that the water has been poisoned and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
about to be.
yeah.
It felt like that.
Mm. I mean,
So.
it was just okay, And the thing that spoilt it for me was I didn't believe how they became fast friend they became friends really fast, those two, and I didn't quite accept that. I thought there should have been more ups and downs with them before they actually got to that point, but it only took a very short period of time before, because all that time he was like, don't follow me, kid, leave me alone, kid, and stuff like that, and suddenly he's all right with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just
Well, I
me.
think it's what brought them together is kind of maybe what cemented the friendship when
I
he stole
guess.
something from him.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah.
but anyway, I was showing Miss Martin. And I think you've probably
Mm.
seen this up from The Guardian.
What's that? Amazing new stars of Lord of the
Oh no,
Rings.
no, no, not that part. Elijah Who.
Mm.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm tired of actually saying how bad this stuff is. I'm pretty sure you guys are too. I just give up.
See,
I just, you know what? Who cares anymore?
here was the thing that I loved. The fact that it was budgeted on 1 billion for seasons 1 and 2, the massive battle sequences, monsters, and special effects will make Peter Jackson's films look like do-it-yourself French theater.
Ugh. You see,
Mm.
here's the thing. If they have to keep putting down other actors and other directors and other films to make themselves look better, maybe there's a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? When you point a finger,
Well,
there's four pointed back at you.
also a new race of eco-friendly proto-hobbits called the Hartfoots.
because we aren't allowed to call them hobbits.
The thing is though, normies will read this and they'll think, oh god, yeah, it's going to be better than the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, and they'll watch it and they'll accept it, but subconsciously it won't register as hard as the Peter Jackson movies. It won't, and then they wouldn't understand why. And that's the thing, and that's what they're banking on, the normies, not banking on people like us, because we can see right through it. So they're banking on normies.
I don't know if I really should comment on this one.
Well, first of all, TMI. Oh my goodness. I mean, come on. We don't need to know that. Women have been doing that since the dawn of time. You're not too special.
I'm just tired of all this
stuff. First dwarf of color. I love how they say, the thing is, it says I read 6 articles from The Guardian over the last year, and they're asking for money.
Of course they are.
Forget that.
No. I mean, I'm not. Part of the reason why I'm not sick of this one yet, if you will, is because this is ground zero on everything. Like if they get Tolkien, if they get the Lord of the Rings, then that's it. And I'm afraid though that I think a lot of people are going to be watching it to quote unquote hate watch, and that's going to make it a success. So part of me is like, come on, people. I mean, I'm not going to watch a minute of this, not a minute.
Well, some people make money, don't they, by YouTube, by slamming it, and that adds to the viewing count. So,
well, see, yeah. I mean, I guess I can't. I'm always cautious to criticize other people, especially when they're not here. But it's a little bit frustrating. But I'm doing a lot of readings of Tolkien's letters and Tolkien's lore and all that on my own channel, but I also don't want to watch it because why get those images in your head? These are sacred characters, and now it appears that they're going to do some really inappropriate things with Galadriel, who's like the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's like, wow, they have no shame. But I shouldn't be surprised, because who hates the woman clothed with the sun? It's Satan.
Well, and I mean the fact that they were originally hiring an intimacy coordinator.
Oh, Father, sorry. Are you going to do some operation or something? It looks like you're wearing.
No. This is just a
scrubs.
No, we're not used to seeing him out of uniform or in civvies. What they call it.
Hey,
no, but
I have begun my day off. So.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
No, but I know what you mean, Father. There's only one reason to have an intimacy coordinator, and already in the preview, it looks like she and the Sauron character are going to be cheating. She's married this time. She's been married for more than 1,000 years, I think, and so.
But you guys don't know who Lenny Henry is. Lenny Henry is a comedian over in the UK, and the guy is 6 foot, and they cast him as a hobbit. It is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous.
Harfoot, remember Harfoot?
Harfoot, oh, gold.
Their hearts are bigger than their feet.
Oh my gosh, that was so cringe.
Hello, Justin.
Yay, hi. Justin.
I waited for She-Hulk for you to get here to talk She-Hulk.
Who wants to talk She-Hulk though?
I know I'm the voice of lunacy. But the thing is, with the last 5 years of everything that's come out, and with everybody's strong opinions about everything, and mostly negative, I have tried to enjoy what I can when I can. And yes, is She-Hulk cringy? Sure, totally is cringy. But I find myself enjoying the show. I don't know why. Maybe it's campy and it's like a network television show. The CGC is not horrible once you start watching the show. I mean, it's not as good as cinematic, but we're talking about 2 different budgets. But it's all the things you can nitpick. It's nitpicky, but I still like watching the show. I don't know.
I think
so you're the one.
I think I'm not going to be friends with Justin anymore now.
No, we're nicer than that.
I mean, so I gave everything a chance, and I gave Miss Marvel a chance. I got 2 episodes in, and I was like, this just isn't for me. And it wasn't that the show was written poorly. It's just, the character has nothing to do with the one from the comics, as far as I can tell. They're completely two different characters. In fact, I read a Miss Marvel one-shot where she hangs out with the X-Men, and it was like, this is not the character I watched at all. And it wasn't something I normally read. But I don't know how loud I'm coming through, by the way. I hope it's not too loud. Okay. I'll turn my volume down. There we go. But there are some things that maybe I'm just the dreamer who's hopelessly hanging on to the last shred of hope that's out there. But even as a guy who sells comic books, even I'm talking to my customers, like they're not putting out anything that's good. I mean, there's a couple writers that are doing stuff, but I go running to independent comic books now. I'm reading so many different books that do not come from Marvel and do not come from DC. However, DC is putting their effort into Batman. They just put their
is that the transgendered one?
No. What transgender?
The Batgirl with the transgender person with the baseball bat with the trans flag on it.
Oh, I'll have to find it. Look that up. I didn't see that one yet. They were talking about Batman being bisexual in some comic, but I picked that comic up that morning when I went in and I read it twice, and there's nothing in there about his sexuality other than the fact that he seems to have a strong friendship with another man, which I know people like to look at this stuff and go, oh, there it is. It's not. It was just he was having a conversation with a man about their friendship, but there was nothing bisexual about it. Oh, well, there you go. Please, I'm trying. I'm trans woman in Gotham. Of course, I have a weapon. Well, there you go. What book is that?
I don't know, but the thing is,
well, I know that Catwoman barely sells.
It looks like an actual woman. I mean, it does not look like a transitioned. I can't even keep up with the terms. I mean, it doesn't look like a guy that's become a woman.
Well,
I don't know, because they change every other day, Father. So even if you are caught up, it's just
there's just so much out there. And as far as comic books go, I mean, you can avoid these. For example, the Batgirls comic book, because there is no Batgirl comic. It's Batgirls. I believe Barbara Gordon is running the old job where she sits in a chair behind the computer and advises all the Bat people. And it's Spoiler and the other Batgirl who doesn't talk too well. They're like a team, I guess. But we don't sell that book. I have no customers that order it, and I bring one copy in, and it sits on the shelf. So that itself is telling. It's not very good, or otherwise we'd be having people ask for it. So there you go.
I have not. I went to the comic shop last week. I think it's probably been 3 weeks since I picked up a new issue, if anything. And it looks like it's going to be mid-September before an issue that I have on order comes in. Mm-hmm. That would be either the Ice Cream Man, Nice House on the Lake, or Berserker.
Yeah, Berserker. Love it. Met Nathan Gooden at C2E2 here a couple weeks ago, and he was really cool.
Also, I don't know if I told you, Justin, I'm blocked by Dan Schultz.
Who's Dan Schultz?
Exactly.
Yeah. He's the recent drawer or artist or whatever of She-Hulk.
Penciler.
Penciler,
there is no She-Hulk comic right now. There hasn't been one for a while. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. There's a She-Hulk.
Did you add him, Father?
No, I just commented because he was praising She-Hulk, saying he saw the first 4 episodes and talking about how, as somebody who's written the most She-Hulk, he thinks it's great. Well, he's only done She-Hulk over the last 20 years, not the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's his job. All these guys have to toe the line if they want to keep their jobs, and they know that Marvel pays, what they want. But I found something for you today, and I think you already have this.
Uh-oh.
But it's when Superman
I do have that one.
Okay, then I get to keep this one.
I do have that one. I love that cover. I showed my kids that cover the other day, if you want to hold that up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, outer space. I love it.
Poor Lois Lane. She's going to die.
Yeah, but raise it up a little bit. Show the little tagline on the bottom. I love a little bit. There it is.
Is it sexist?
No witnesses in outer space.
Oh my gosh, that's dark.
It says, gasp, Superman snapped my air hose because Superman snapped my air hose because I won't marry him. He's committing the perfect murder.
But the comic doesn't even have that in it.
No, not exactly.
Well, no, if he killed her, I mean, that would be.
That'd be dark. That's good DC right there. That's good stuff. They should have started doing that in the 70s.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen this one. You probably have. Let me bring that up.
I couldn't find my hat. So.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
Need some makeup on that head. Bit of powder.
There we go.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a sadist.
Superman's secret life as a masochist.
I mean, look at the smile.
What is it called though when they put? I mean, you know when they have the little thumbnails on YouTube and it's not, it's just exaggerating what this show's all about. What do they call these covers? It's kind of the same, really, isn't it?
The equivalent of clickbait.
Clickbait.
Yeah,
that's it. It's comic bait. That's what comic. What is it? Comic page. First page bait. That's what it's called.
Well, heck, they don't even do too much of that anymore. I mean, it's surprising when you see a comic book that actually uses the interior artist for the cover, which I think it's horrendous. I think they should have every comic, whoever's doing the interior should be doing a cover, so that you know what you're getting. You want to do variant covers, that's fine. But I think if they don't show if they don't have an artist, like if I'm with Rorton Books and the artist isn't done a cover at all, like A, B, C, D, then I don't. It's probably not very good.
Well, I mean, I think the same artist did the cover for Superman versus Spider-Man, and he was the same artist in the actual comic itself. I think
it happens. No, it's not. It's not a rarity, but you can tell when they bait and switch you on a book.
Yeah.
In the comic world, I will say Mark Silvestri is coming back to comics to do a 7-issue Batman series, which he's old
Batman
school.
Going to be gay?
Well, he's old school and he's very hetero. So I've met his wife. So
is he in a relationship with the Joker?
Let's hope not.
It's going to be the usual, isn't it? Hopefully this thing will stop. It's not going to stop soon, though. And
it isn't.
Listening to
with
some
Marvel and DC, I don't see it stopping. I mean, they'll continue to toe political lines as long as they don't need to make a profit. And
this is why I'm surprised you like She-Hulk.
Well, the show is fun. It's not like I'm judging it based on, yes, the part where she's telling Bruce how she's had to deal with anger more than him. Like, okay, that was dumb. I don't know who wrote that, but apparently they don't know anything about the history of Hulk. But I get where they're coming from with the show. And it's, sometimes it's, I hate to be the guy, but sometimes it's hard to look at everything and point out the woke. Because, let's look at Aliens, 1980, whatever. Okay, here's Sigourney Weaver, who only knows how to pilot starships. She basically works as a freight operator, but she can pick up a bunch of guns and take down an entire alien force where an entire platoon of Marines have failed miserably.
No,
you can look at that back then and go,
Justin, you've got that completely wrong. Remember that scene? Remember the scene where what's his name showed her how to use the gun?
Yeah, so she automatically knows how to take down an entire alien force.
She didn't take down a whole alien force. What film were you watching? For God's sakes!
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
The finger of judgment is upon you.
The example I'm setting is you could look at anything and you can take the time to pick it apart. And I'm not defending anything.
No,
if something is woke, it's woke.
Man,
but I think,
Justin, you're so wrong, right?
No, I know what Justin's saying, though.
But yeah, and it's wrong. Right, well, tell me what's funny about the ending where she's lifting all those water bottles and going up the door. What's funny about that?
Well,
what's funny about her hanging up a TV? What's funny about her holding the car at the ending? What is funny about that?
It's an example of your family. It was the joke was her family was just using her to do things because she was the She-Hulk, as opposed to it's an inside family joke, I guess.
That nobody got.
Oh, I got it. I
visit
my wife's. No, this is real. I visit my wife's grandmother when she was still alive, and when I got to her house, she would make me do things that required heavy lifting. Some stuff didn't require heavy lifting at all, but like, could you go downstairs and get the chair and bring it upstairs? Well, I'm 6'4", 265 pounds, so I'm always given that role because I'm the biggest member of the family. So I get that it was she's rolling her eyes at that scene as She-Hulk because. I can throw rocks, really far. you don't need me to hang a TV. If the TV weighs 20 pounds, you can hang a TV, Dad. I get that. I'm not saying it's real funny, but it makes sense.
So, Justin, you're wrong because, right, if you watch a comedy show, right, and you have to question what is funny and you have to ask yourself, why is that funny? Then the show has failed. If you watch any show like, I don't know, Only Fools and Horses or I don't know, Keeping Up Appearances, you laugh at the sequences because they are funny. You don't have to go, why is she doing this or why is she doing that? Because it's funny. She-Hulk is not funny. And I don't even know why you're saying this because, and I don't want to pee you off either, Justin, because you're my friend. So
we
I don't
have
understand your
opinions.
logic at all.
And I'm not saying I laughed at that scene. I'm just saying I understand what the writer, the director, and what they were trying to do with the scene. They were creating, she's a super Hulk, but her family still treats her like the member of the family that can help them do stuff. So she's carrying in things and she's doing, menial tasks. And to the writer, that's funny. I didn't laugh, but I understood it. It wasn't confusing. Kind of like the whole Captain America F's, that whole thing where I get why they did it, but it wasn't necessary. But again, I'm not their target audience. And I don't think we are their target audience with the show.
Is that your closing argument?
Well, I'll tell you
what?
It has to do with everything in comic books. The closing argument is we, as the fans of 30 plus years, are not who they're trying to hook on this stuff. They just
I need a palate cleanser.
Yay!
You will be expected to dance the traditional Gestapo dance.
How does it go, Heflik?
I will demonstrate. You put your left foot in, you get your left foot out. You do a lot of shouting and you shake your fists about. You light a little smoky and you bang down the town. That's what it's all about. Himmler, Himmler, Himmler.
Yes, Hello is one of the best shows ever, Father. I'm so impressed that you like that.
I just started season 8.
Oh boy. Apparently that's the comedy show everyone was watching except Americans.
Well,
no, I think it was over here. I just don't remember watching it.
It is a very British thing, though.
I don't remember watching it at all.
The comic.
Yeah.
So that was a palate cleanser.
No, I mean, I don't have anything against people liking She-Hulk, but I for the life of me, I can't really understand how people can't see it, and they've been insulting the heroes that we all love. I mean, Iron Man saved the whole universe and brought back half the universe, and yet he's being spoken in such a way that he's an idiot. Same thing with Bruce Banner and stuff like that, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's obviously an attack on men and an attack on the fans that hold the old Marvel to heart.
Now, see, so that I agree with completely. That I agree with completely. The whole attack on men. There hasn't been a new positive male role model character introduced in any fiction that I have read from comic books that I can see. They all have vulnerabilities. They all have female counterparts. And and my daughters hate me this. I point this out every time. I says, look, it's another female person of color. And every single thing that's coming out brand new, it's always that way. Yeah. And it's not that you can't create that, but when you're doing nothing but creating that over and over and over and over again, there's no creativity there. It's just, you're just pushing what we know you're pushing. But I think I'd faint if they came out with a, I hate to say it out loud, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, straight white, hetero male.
But we had one, didn't we? Oh no, he was red hair, wasn't he? The guy that I kept slagging off in She-Hulk. the guy that wanted to do the closing thing.
Yeah, the chauvinistic asshole.
All I can say right now is shame, 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 shame.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean that character, that was completely. If I had to sit down and poke at it, I could. There's 1,000 things you could poke at and say, yeah, that character was terrible. The fact that she said she dealt with anger better than Hulk was terrible. But there were moments like after they fight and he lands on the bar, the reaction he has when he goes, "My bar," I laughed at that because that's exactly how I would feel if I fell down after a fight and destroyed my bar. So it's just little things.
The thing is, though, the reason why I won't watch shows like this anymore, I was forced to watch the first 2 episodes because it's
make you do that?
Dan and Ian Brown made me do it.
Ugh.
But
Tell him
but
no.
it's basically showing our young boys that they're useless. Men are useless, and I don't think that's the kind of precedent that you should set when it comes to young kids watching shows like this. And I think that in itself is bad, and that's the reason why no one should be watching this show. There's nothing wrong with strong female character stuff. That if it's done equally, it's in a world that lives in an equal kind of. Yeah, nothing's ever equal, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
That it shows both sides, but it doesn't. So, and it's dangerous because what they're teaching young boys is that they'll grow up to be useless, especially if they're white. They grow up to be useless, chauvinist, racist people, and that's not true. So
there's a lot of stuff that does that. I mean, I try to be like I think of myself as very fair. I try to be very fair about things. I try not to take the assumption that something's going to be a certain way. I mean, in She-Hulk, I don't see where it says that males are white. Like I don't know what you were saying, the bad, like males are weak or males are useless. I mean, the Hulk helps train her. Give her an idea. Of course, she puts him down a couple times because she's dealing with her emotions.
She does everything better.
Yeah. Well, now I argue that because after she threw the rock 10 feet further than him, he sent one into orbit. So it's not like she's better than him at throwing rocks. I think he was playing with her with kid gloves in that show. Like, they talk about the fact that she ran him over with a truck. I don't think he was trying to hurt her in that fight. I think it was supposed to be more of a helping her deal with
when
her.
she starts clapping and he's wincing in pain.
Yeah, she's creating a sonic wave that hurts his ears.
And what you call it, the Hulk, remember that big thing in the Avengers movie where it came down and Hulk says, "That's my secret. I'm always angry." And that huge thing, bigger than 2 buildings, he punches and it just stops in its wake. Yet a car can knock him over. Come on. What is that saying?
That's terrible writing.
It's just terrible.
That's bad writing.
Let's see, where is it?
Dun, dun, dun,
Speaking of which,
what's that? Oh,
little profanity warning here. But I love this. They went to look for the film and everything was gone.
Because they put a hammer. They got a hammer and smashed the hard drives. And they don't want this film ever to be seen. I think they did, and
they were doing a funeral screening.
It scored badly.
That is just amazing, though. I mean, doesn't that set a precedent? Look at even now. That gives me hope. Something is that bad that they wouldn't even throw it on their streaming service because they were afraid of what it would do, which make me hopeful that we're making a difference as far as.
I was reading that they did it because they're going to take the loss on taxes, and the IRS would prevent it from ever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's that.
From ever seeing the light of day.
Oh. So 90 million, it cost 70, and then they're going to get 90 million back.
I'm going to throw out a film that's never been released, but I hope to see it someday. Jerry Lewis's The Day the Clown Cried.
Oh, of course. He's never screened that, has he?
I still have hope that will be released.
He says it's the best thing he's ever made, he said.
Why didn't it get released?
He didn't want it released, apparently. I don't know. I don't know the story behind it.
Well, he's dead. Who cares?
Wow.
It's only
Miss Martin News. Come on.
I'm just stating it like it is.
Is he dead? How dare you assume his existence?
That's funny.
Well, if he's in the beatific vision, he doesn't care because he's happy. Or if he's in purgatory, he's too busy burning.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't he become Catholic?
I think he did. I'm not sure.
No, let me see.
I can't remember. I know he did an interview with EWTN before he died.
Jerry Lewis wasn't a bad guy, though. Didn't he spend years and years and years raising money for handicapped children?
Yeah, that was some of the best parts of childhood was Labor Day weekend watching the telethon.
Oh, you were sad.
I grew up on a farm.
He really did. He was on his own, but when he made his name, even more so when he teamed up with Dean Martin, isn't that?
Well, he was kind of Dean Martin's comic relief.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Okay, I've googled it. He was married to a Catholic, but he himself never.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a Jew. He was Jewish.
I thought he was.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean he stays in purgatory.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. And that's for God to look after. Okay, God is the judge. I'm just saying, as far as in this life,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all Catholic now. Oh gosh, in that.
I heard that
Don't-
I heard that he
I'm
was
gonna be
he was
canceled.
very, very sexist. I heard that he was, you know.
Well, gee,
he
I
wasn't-
wonder if the era
Well,
he's from.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I don't blame those guys. I mean, I don't blame anybody for the history in which you grew up. If you were a decent person, but if you behaved a certain way because that's how everybody behaved, it's not an excuse, but it's really not anything you can blame them for.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Eddie
and
Murphy in his first comedy special talks about remember when you could slap a girl, and
Yeah.
tonight you're like, wow, who would ever do that? But back, 50s, 60s,
well,
men would do that.
also remember the kind of comedy he would do about gay people that in no way.
Oh no, he would never fly to
yeah,
no, his first special, Delirious, would never. I can't believe they still have it available for airing, but it's
The thing
there.
is, though, they should
There we
have it
go.
available. They should, because it's part of
Yes.
history and it's famous, and it shouldn't be cancelled because of that.
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
Sir, and what do you do?
I'm a foot. I'm a hunter. I'm hunting for a wabbit, a crazy fresh wabbit.
Oh, a fresh hair fiend, huh? Well, Mr. Fudd, for $50, have you stopped beating your wife? Answer yes or no.
Yes. I mean, no. Well, I've never.
While you're making up your mind, I'll go slip out of these wet clothes and into a dry martini, huh?
You can't win that one.
No, the
Mel
best one
Blanc
was
was
the
amazing.
Indians.
Mel Blanc was amazing. The amount of voices he did for those cartoons.
We have a birthday in the chat. We're not going to be singing like they do on Friday Night Tights.
55 years old.
Yes.
Good stuff.
But as the R mentioned, and congrats to Shea LaBeouf. The only thing I could say is I really hope it's sincere because I know that he was going through some severe mental issues.
He was.
I mean,
Why are we congratulating Shia?
He
he
converted.
became Catholic
Catholic.
Well, good for him.
while filming a movie about Padre Pio. He had a conversion.
Well, and the chick who played Saint Therese in the Therese movie, she also converted as well. So, you never know.
I mean,
God works in mysterious ways.
Shay's had some severe mental illness. I mean, it was kind of fun watching. He was going to do He Will Not Divide Us when Trump was inaugurated, and people were trolling him because he had like a flag that says He Will Not Divide Us, and it became kind of like a capture the flag type thing. Trying to find out where this flag was so that they could steal it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm crazy and I converted.
But no, I really do hope that it sticks.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, Father, because I think it's kind of awesome, and we need to pray for him because those first years getting acclimated for me, it was culture shock. It was culture shock when I became a Catholic, and it takes a while to get used to it. Yeah.
Well,
wasn't for me. I was born a Catholic, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm with a bunch of cradles.
But I mean, that's the thing. What happens when the emotion wears off?
Yeah, I can tell you.
Precisely. Yeah, you get a honeymoon, and then comes the pain.
I want to ask you guys a question, right? What is your favorite religious movie? Right, for me, right, it's
Life of Brian.
All right, well.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, right. But for me, right, because I was so young when I saw it, it was always Jesus and Nazareth. The TV weekly thing. It was always that, and because of that, anything I see, any other film that makes a film about Jesus doesn't really add up to it for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Three possibilities: Scarlet and the Black with Gregory Peck.
Right, that's a great
true
film.
story of Monsignor O'Flaherty. Beckett with Richard Burton and Peter O'Toole. And of course, probably my favorite is Man for All Seasons.
Oh, that's a good film.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, hands down, A Man for All Seasons.
One Best Picture.
Best Actor.
But so did Beckett. Beckett won like 12 Oscars, I think.
Will no one rid me of this meddling priest?
We should say that at the end of the stream. Spencer Tracy, where he played a priest and he was
Boys Town.
Boys Town. That scene always, when I was a kid, when I saw that scene always made me go to the edge of my seat when the guy had the gun. I don't know if you remember that film. I always thought he was going to get shot, but he
It's
didn't.
been years since I've seen it.
All right.
Yeah, does
Right.
I Confess count? That counts as a religious
Yeah.
movie, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it does.
Hitchcock.
I mean,
Hitchcock, isn't it?
Mhm.
It is. It is. I used to show that to the kids when I taught sacraments.
Mm. What do you think of the Mel Gibson version of the Temptation, or was it Temptation of Christ?
The
it's
What
called?
they
Passion.
call the
Passion
Passion.
of Christ.
Passion
That's it.
of Christ? Oh,
What
I
did you think
enjoyed
of
it.
that?
I
I
love
mean,
it.
it's one of those
Brutal.
films like Schindler's List that you can only maybe watch once every 20
Once,
years.
yeah.
Yeah. I always
That-
watch it on Good Friday.
Do you? It scared me when I saw it in the cinema, especially the
I
bit where
I bawl the whole time. It's
they
terrible.
take him over the bridge, and you see this thing in the darkness. I don't know if you notice it. There's like these eyes in the darkness as they're taking him over the bridge. A lot of people miss it, but if you watch it again, there's something underneath that bridge that I don't know what it is, but that scares me. But there you go. But yeah, so.
Ice some holy water. Throw it at the TV or
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. But Jesus of Nazareth was always the film that, because it was so romantic when you look at it, because the guy who played Jesus looked like, the paintings and stuff. And
Was that
you know,
Jeffrey Hunter?
no, it was Powell, wasn't it? Robert Powell
Okay.
that played Christ. Have you ever seen it?
No, I have. I get it mixed up with The Greatest Story Ever Told, which I think is the one with Jeffrey Hunter in it.
Yeah,
no, The Greatest Story Ever Told was Miss Emperor Ming. He played Jesus. The guy played Emperor Ming.
Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow played Jesus in that film, I think.
Wow.
Or am I wrong?
That's an
I
interesting
don't think
choice.
so. It was a hot guy. I mean, a very good looking guy, and I know it's.
Oh, was it? I'm probably wrong.
Everyone's like,
it
Jesus
was
shouldn't
King
be
of
that good
Kings.
looking.
Was it?
King of Kings. Jeffrey Hunter was Jesus in
Right,
King
so,
of Kings
but-
from 61.
But the other one you just mentioned, that was Max von Sydow, right?
Let's see. I don't think it is him.
Yeah.
It is him.
Yeah.
Oh, it is him.
There you go.
Oh, there you are.
And
Wow.
he's him and Robert Powell don't believe in God at all, yet they play Christ.
Yeah,
Crazy,
they're
right?
actors. That's their job.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the Resurrection one that's coming out. What, in 2 years?
Who's making that one?
Mel Gibson. He's with the same cast too.
Oh,
Even the one who
okay.
plays the Blessed Mother and Peter and Jesus.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Good old
Jesus
Mel.
of Nazareth had a magnificent score. I
It
love
did.
that. Yeah.
It did. And it was like every Sunday. It was on Sundays when it first got released over, and it won loads of BAFTAs, I think. But as I said, the portrayal of Robert Powell's portrayal of Christ, it's very romantic way they did it, and he had those piercing blue eyes, and he looked like the paintings, and I guess that's the reason why I gravitated towards it when I was a kid, because he just looked like all the paintings and stuff. So, but there you go. Yeah. And did you think that the guy who played Jesus in the Mel Gibson one, he looked like the Shroud? He looked like the image of the Shroud, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and did you see how in the Passion that when he meets Veronica and you see that his face is on the veil after?
Yeah.
Very Shroud of Turin. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Is Jim Caviezel a convert too?
Yes, he's a Catholic.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know if
he's
he's
Catholic,
a convert.
but I
He
didn't
might
know if
be
he was a
Cradle.
convert.
He might be
Okay.
Cradle. Oh, the name like Jim Caviezel, I'm going to be a stereotype. He's probably Cradle. Yeah. I mean, when you got a name like mine,
See, when I was in
convert
the
all over.
seminary, I think it was 2004, 2005, we had a screening of Bella right before it came out.
Oh, I love
The pro-life movie Bella.
Oh my gosh, that movie's so good. Oh, the actor, he would sometimes show up at mass at my parish, and we would all just be sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, we've got to behave ourselves," because he was so good looking, and we're supposed to think about Jesus. Oh yeah, check this out. The dude's full name is James Patrick Caviezel. I think that's Cradle.
Yeah, that sounds
yeah.
Cradle.
Yeah, Bella, but Bella was like the lookalike of Jim Caviezel.
Now, throwing back to Jim Caviezel, his earliest movie that I became aware of was Frequency.
Yes,
with,
of course.
What's his name?
The guy that was in a space. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good film. It's a good film.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Jim Caviezel's a very good-looking fella when he was young and
Person of
very
interest
good-looking.
too.
Yes,
Person
he
of
was.
Interest?
Yeah.
He was also he played a very brief role in some art movie I saw at at a film festival. It was a thing about like a communist thing, and about some kid they were in a communist camp, and he was a role model in that. I forget the name of that. But no, he's a good guy. Or at least a good actor. I mean, I guess technically, I don't know, if he's let me see. Oh, he was even in White Earp, Pay It Forward, Angel Eyes, Madison, The Count of Monte Cristo. I Am David. That's the movie. That's a very inspiring movie.
I'll show the trailer that he did.
Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent.
What's this about?
This is
part of the clergy were exiled to Siberia.
John Paul II.
Oh, right. Okay. It's a movie or documentary?
Documentary.
Right. Gotcha.
But Jim Caviezel was the narrator.
Każda zmiana, właśnie wolny świat, komunistyczny świat, to jest wojna atomowa, to był dogmat.
Boom.
Then there was this incredible moment when John Paul said those words that changed the world, that were the first domino that started the chain reaction of the fall of communism.
Niech wstąpi duch Twój. Niech wstąpi duch Twój i odnowi oblicze ziemi tejże.
The Polish are still saving the
There
church.
was no way that you could contest Soviet power by force. It had to be contested by spiritual power, and he did it.
What John Paul II inspired was the conviction, I'm not going to live that way anymore. And out of that transformative revolution of conscience came the Solidarity movement.
John Paul II understood that men and women live and die for great ideas, and therefore he was essential to this dramatic new birth of freedom.
See, you want to see another good movie? To Kill a Priest with Christopher Lambert and Ed Harris. It's based on the martyrdom of Father Jerzy Popławski in Poland.
The thing is,
by the KGB.
What's interesting is to every good word in that trailer, there's a bad word from somebody else about
I've shown this in class many times over the years, and I think it's probably one of the best documentaries showing how John Paul was the one that lit the fuse that ended communism.
Yep. You know, the biography that A&E did way back when, that actually gave him credit for it too. That's back when they were a little more
I don't have it available right now. I know it's on my channel somewhere, but I saw in 1990, at the end of the 80s, I think it was Peter Jennings did a look back over the last 10 years, and it was praising John Paul II for his role in bringing down communism.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, even in 1990, they were recognizing John Paul.
Yeah. Well, and there was a book, the Pope, the President, and the Prime Minister.
Yeah, good book.
Yeah.
Good documentary, too.
Gosh, I tell you, that man, he was so inspiring to me as a young woman, in my college years. And as I said, in those first difficult years of conversion and getting acclimated, he was such a good father to all of us. And
it's hard to believe he's been gone almost 20 years.
I know. Well, and Benedict, oh man, I love that man. I'll tell you what, Pope Benedict XVI. Did you ever get to see the Holy Father John Paul II? St. John Paul II?
No.
Oh, I did.
Sadly, no.
I got to see him in Rome during Mass at the St. Peter's on January 1st in 1995.
I saw him on TV.
Seeing him in real life. I knew when I saw him in person, and I was sitting there, I'm like, I am in the presence of a saint. It was one of those moments where you're like, I am in the presence of a saint.
My mum and dad love him. In fact, they've got a big framed thing in the living room about
Papal
John
blessing.
Paul. Yeah, one of them. So they obviously, my dad's gone, but my mum thinks that he's a saint as well. Thinks that he's he is a saint, right?
Yeah, he's been canonized. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a crucifix blessed by him. So
that's nice.
Now, is that the only thing I get always about the papal blessings is like at Yankee Stadium in 2008 when Benedict was here, it's like, hold up your objects. I'm in the nosebleeds. And it's like, okay, it's been blessed by the Pope, but it's not the same as doing like a simple.
Yeah.
No, the one I have was one of those because the priest, when I was in college, the priest at our Newman Center, he had a whole handful of them, and the Holy Father, John Paul II, blessed them. So he got to have a private audience. He and his
interesting comment from the R. I remember when Mother Teresa died, I was watching the ABC coverage of it, and they had somebody on blasting Mother Teresa during her funeral because of funds that she took.
Yeah, and they're still trying to slander her nowadays. Yeah, some of the teenagers in my life were saying, "Well, you know, she really was a terrible person." I'm like, "What? Where'd you hear that?" And apparently there was some documentary out, and that's what they're learning at school nowadays, Father. That she was forcing conversions, and it's like she can't force anything.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes.
Yeah, like she was manipulating people while they were dying.
For every good word that's said in this world, there's always 5 other bad words.
No good deed goes unpunished.
But the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
I really like that saying, but as I said,
but no good deed goes unpunished.
All of it. I like all of it.
True.
All of
look
it.
at Jesus. I mean, for crying out loud. St. Joan of Arc. Oh my gosh.
I'll show you the one I showed my kids the other day. Let me see
St.
if I can
Therese. Look how she died. My gosh. Tuberculosis. Without morphine.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, where is that?
She was in a Carmelite. I'll tell you. Can you imagine being in a convent full of a bunch of women?
My auntie's Mother Superior in Trinidad. And she went into it when she was 17, and now she is in her 90s.
So,
that's what it was.
Talking about favorite sayings, this is one of mine. I usually will show it to the kids at the beginning of the year just to show them how demented I am.
Okay.
I don't know if I get this. Sayings. Oh, I thought you said one of your favorite saints, and I'm like,
no, sayings.
I love my dog. I love my cat.
Club.
Oh, club. And I spayed my cat. I spayed. Oh my God.
So the Club Baby Seals is deep cuts because as a theater goer in the old days, when there was nothing to look at on the screen, one year they started doing slideshows. That was the beginning of something to look at while you were sitting waiting for the movie. And it was always this slide and this slide. And there was always the San Diego chicken was always one of the slides. And then they'd show a baby seal. And without fail, my dad would go, "Get a bat." And that's what he would say in the theater.
They used to show slides of the local curry house. When we're around the corner.
Yeah, we always tease Snortopupus Kubur that's what he does. But he's a polar bear, so he's able to do that.
He eats seals, I believe.
Yeah. That's how he survives on his iceberg.
So, but coming up to the top of the hour, I'm going to have to get going because I'm hungry. And I know Miss Martin has to get going.
Yeah, I've got not an appointment. I'm having girls' night. We moved it to Monday night because Tuesday night was busy, so. Yay.
And I have to sleep, so there you go.
Oh, yeah. Let me look at my international clock. See, he's 12:53 a.m.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're the same as Cork, so.
See, I didn't think you'd be up this late. That's why I didn't send you the invite
I
originally.
was editing, so and I saw you on, and I thought, okay, I'll
glad you can make it.
Yeah.
So I'm going live with the rabbi on Friday morning at 7 Central because I have to teach at 9:30 in the morning. So 7 o'clock in the morning is the earliest I could do it.
He's got a new computer, isn't he? Because his picture looks really clear now. So.
I haven't streamed with him in 2 weeks. So
Oh,
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, he's got a new computer. So,
but I'll be back Friday afternoon too if you're able to make it.
Yeah, I'm around. If I'm around, I'll definitely join.
It was a fun stream Friday.
Yeah. It's always fun.
It's a lot of member berries with the shows and everything, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's
But
good seeing you, Teresa. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, we need to somehow do something together. I don't know. Back in the COVID days, that's when we met, quote unquote, met online. Yeah,
I did say that to Casino. I said we need to have a reunion, me, you, and who else was? Who else was there? I can't remember.
We called
That's
her
it.
Finn, but
Yeah,
now she goes by Bard.
Bard, AK Bard. Yeah,
AKA Bard. Yeah. There was her and
So,
I don't know. Steve used to.
That's
pop
it.
in.
Yeah, Stig. Yeah. So, but yeah. When I was down in Dallas, I obviously met up with Father. I was hoping you were going to be around, but because do you live there? I'm getting confused.
I do not live in Dallas. Yeah, no, I'm still minding my privacy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little wild out there.
No, that's fine. We got to meet Lady Gravemaster, and I haven't shared pictures of it just to protect her privacy. So
yeah.
Oh, I shared it. I didn't know she wanted.
Well, you didn't point her out though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then, I guess.
Yeah.
Good.
But I mean, the fact that you go to a thing where there's over 400 people, and so I mean, it's going to get out eventually, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So if Justin's still there, I thank him for joining.
He's
he is. Okay.
Hello.
It's time for dinner, so I'm going to wrap up. I thank everybody for joining, and thanks to the chat. Be sure to hit the like button, and again to hit Dan's button. Let me see if I got that still in the. No, I don't.
I'm going to share that out on
Facebook.
Twitter.
Yeah. So till next time, God bless everyone.